Hello and welcome to Steve's Backyard Bonsai. Well, my American hornbeam, without even batting an eyelash, has taken off. These long runners. Great that I have the opportunity past the last pruning point to prune down to two smaller leaves and really start to get some good ramification happening here. Let me show you the tree a little more closely. There's also some weeds that have to come out. Some fertilizer sitting on the surface, which I'll take off for this operation. Let's pull out these weeds. This is pretty moist, so the weeds should come out pretty easily, and this one has, as is this one. Oh, how nice when that happens. And that's it on the weeds. Let's look at these crazy branches. All right, so this branch, it's a nice branch, sits on the outside of a curve, but it's gotten a little nutty. So this little piece comes up and it's, well, here's the last cut point, the last prune point. It developed a branch a little further down, and I don't want it growing that way. I'm going to, what does one do? I'm gonna have to cut it down to here. Now this one comes out beyond it, which is great. Here's my last pruning point right here. And I've got a very small internode between the first and second set of leaves. Gets a little bit bigger as we get out. This is just kind of a weird branch. I'm gonna cut it way back to there. And I'm gonna need to cut the leaf, the large leaf, off of here because it's blocking that. And there should be another generation of leaves on this. At least I hope so. This branch next to it comes out further. Oh, let's look at this branch first. This branch is growing nicely, but I'm just going to take the last two leaves off of it. Now the one above it is growing right down onto it. I think I'm just going to take this leaf off. And the last pruning point was way back here. 1, 2, 3, 4 sets of leaves. This one goes in an outward direction. And this one I'm just going to take off for now. I love the breeze. It's a very hot day. So I hope this moving around isn't making you dizzy. I'm looking for tight ramification on this tree. Not so much a big tree. But you know, I'm really not seeing that much in the way of ramification, just changes in direction. I'll point out any ramification I do see. All right, let's go sideways. You might call this ramification. Last pruning point was there. This has grown and hardened off already, and this has grown. This is an outward facing leaf. It ramifies further down here. No, it does not. So I'm taking it off there. Okay, so we've got to look at the style of the tree now. This, by the way, is the tree that I bent up with the help of, and then in honor of, Tony from Tony's Bonsai. Those videos are still up. You should check them out. Tony's gone, but definitely not forgotten. All right. I'm going to take it down to some smaller leaves here. I've got some right down there. And take this leaf off. Leaf. Here's a ramified branch. Not loving what it's doing, but it is going off in two directions. This one took kind of a weird turn. I don't like that. I'm going to take that off. It's beyond the last pruning point. I do that a lot. Yeah, the large leaves start right here. I've got smaller leaves behind. And how about I just go around the tree like that in time lapse, and we'll come back and look at it. Okay, I guess it's fair to say that I don't have a coherent style in mind for this tree. You know, I'm toying with the idea of taking it right down to here and having it growing off in two directions, and everything below this is kind of radiating out nicely. What would that look like from this side? Not as nice, but so let's see what the tree gives me. I can only tout patience as the virtuous thing you need in bonsai. Let's see what we get, taking off some of the larger leaves. So it's actually a partial defoliation, but I'll keep it nice and moist, put it back on the bench, and let it grow for a little while longer, and we'll take a look at it in a while. When the tree says, hey, look at me. How's that? All right, thanks for keeping me company in my backyard.